welcome back. And Panic already on a roll, beat one Terran player, and FXOpen is trying to give him another one. And the question on everybody's mind is this the right choice? And I'm feeling no.
It's actually, well, it's a choice where Choya must have some kind of plan in mind. There has to be something with the map choice that he told SC to actually prepare specifically for Panic to take him out. But it's definitely taking a huge gamble here, and I'm not really sure if you want to do that in the second game when you're already down one map. Since Panic is just so good against Terran, I actually thought they might even mirror match him here.
Yeah. That was what I was thinking as well, but I mean they have so many Protoss players they can call upon, and he already lost in a PvP against Alicia earlier. So here's the win ratio, individual win ratio, and Panic is already in second place. And if he wins 2 more times, he'll take first. If he wins 1 more time, he'll tie with Innovation at 5 wins. So. Ryung's still not on the board. He's probably unhappy looking at this. Another one going up there.
One of the main reasons why I actually do not understand the choice, personally, is that SC just played a Protoss in the Challenger League. So yes, he prepared for Protoss, okay, but he lost that match and he prepared for a different Protoss. So maybe you can argue, well, he started to prepare for the same race already, so he had to adjust a little bit. But I thought that Choya would choose a player who does not have to prove himself in the first round of the Challenger League, that can really completely get his attention on the Panic to take him out. Or Choya just thought, well, GOMTV is going to win that game anyways, and if he doesn't, we use a player who prepared for Protoss recently. I think that might be one of the thought processes that was in the FXOpen coach's mind here.
Another thing that you can consider is that probably at least somebody on the StarTale bench, even if it wasn't Panic, watched that or heard about what happened in that game, because that game was not televised, and could say, oh, I heard this is what he did in the game against Ruin, and he's playing this type of style. He picked Fruitland, on the other hand, as the map, so that's not really a map you can really prepare for too much based on watching an individual league game, because this map is not in it. But I wonder if he's got some lemon strategies planned. We've already seen those come to a little bit of fruition earlier.
Yeah, we have so far SC with like 2 losses against Protoss recently, against Rune and against Trap. But in general, he has an above 50% win ratio if you look at the map scores. So definitely a play who can take the map here. Against Panic, on the other hand, it's going to be a challenge. And I want to see what Panic is going to do right now. Will he be able to keep his win rate against Terran up? So far, he has been undefeated in 4 games. But it's going to be an interesting one.
That definitely will be. And Panic does not look phased at all. SC's got a smile on his face, but will that smile go away after this match? Panic somehow, someway, beating every single Terran. Can he beat SC? Let's find out right now on Fruitland. It's the GSTL with Counter and Wolf.
Starting to the bottom left, we have the Protoss player in his second game for StarTale, the starting player for them in the second match. It is
StarTale, Panic.
And Panic, after defeating GOMTV in his best matchup, once again up against the Terran player. So he's going to face the Terran to the top right in blue. This
FXOSC.
Our last few GSTL matches, we've had almost completely Terran versus Protoss games. Some fans here in the studio. Oh, she's taking a picture of herself, maybe. Taking a picture of the studio while she's on the camera.
She's taking the picture of the camera, taking a picture of her.
Yeah, I was like, maybe she's taking a picture of the preview monitor that she's on. That would be pretty cool.
Mom, I'm famous.
Maybe that'd be cool if you had a picture of yourself taking a picture of yourself. Well,
you can always use a mirror.
Yeah, but I mean in the GSL studio. It's the best mirror pick ever.
Every really cheap poser picture is a self picture. You taking a picture of yourself.
Have you been on this subreddit called Cringe Pics? Have you heard of this?
No, but I think I know where this is going.
It's so funny, man. You have to go check it out.
I always love it on Facebook when you see some of those guys who bare chested in front of a mirror and it's like, Mom, I went to the gym 3 times, and they take one of these snapshots. It's awesome. Yeah, most of those selfies are just amazing.
They're sometimes they're really, really, really something.
Interesting.
Well, Fruitland is a pretty interesting map. SC's going for his standard opening. He's good to the Reaper into Reactor Expand. It looks like nearly 100%. Since you know, he might make a second Reaper, but since he's also sending his SCV, I think the chances of that are almost less than 0 at this point. But Panic just sticks to his build. He goes for the Zealot first, Cybernetics core, you know, into Mothership core expand. This time he's not probe scouting though, interestingly enough.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bigger map, so for some reason he doesn't really feel the need here. One thing that you have to keep in mind, if this is one of the first times that you actually watch the GSTL on this map in particular, is that Fruitland, it's not only about the appearance of the map, but there is actually like a little bit of a trick to the map where you have like 2 lemons, one to the left and one to the right side of the map, where you can just take down the lemons and then you can harvest them and get 500 minerals right away. So this can come into play. If you have map control, you should always go for that. So don't be surprised if you see something like this a little bit later.
That probe's made his last pylon, but everything you said is exactly correct. This Reaper is trying to get some kills here, only gets 1. It's very rare for a Reaper to get any kills at all, so you can be happy with what he's gotten here. He sees the Nexus timing and he could be annoyed with that because he's trying to do a build where he gets a CC up really fast, but unlike normally what Panic does, he actually cut a few corners and got the Nexus up first with actually canceling the Zealot. And he's going into that Stargate build that we've seen him do before.
Yeah, going for the Stargate, and that is something that the Reaper so far has not really spotted. He might be able to use that later on to get into the main base once again, but so far the Mothership core is just attempting to make sure that the Reaper is as far away as humanly possible. And this could get really dangerous for SC if he doesn't scout what's going on. Panic has been really successful with those Stargates built.
Yeah. He really has. The Oracle's coming in, and he knows how to use them after the Oracle's lost its utility.
He used this against Ryung, and even though Ryung missile turret up, we had those Oracles doing a whole lot for Panic. It was just always moving in, doing a little bit more damage, moving in again, sniping another 2 SCVs, and in the end it really accumulated to a whole amount of workers lost for the Terran player, so SC should be really careful. But right now, first thing that Panic has to do is actually save his Mothership.
Yeah, nice save here, but really cool move by SC. He's clearly doing an aggressive Marauder strategy. It's why he adds 2 tech labs here. He can get Stim and combat shields very quickly, as well as a ton of Marauders out. And while he's doing this, is he not going to see it?
Not so now he's going to see it.
He's going to see.
Whoa! Oh my god, he's actually missing it. And I don't think the Reaper is going to side. Well,
Doesn't
maybe.
look like it.
Oh god, this is bad.
He died.
He was so close to actually spotting at least the pylon, if not the Stargate itself, and now he has no idea what's coming. And that Oracle is already on the way. If it doesn't run right into the Marines are moving out right now. He could actually get a lot of kills here.
He's going to get at least 1. Barely not a single. Oh, gets a second one. Sim, of course, a ways away, so he only gets 2. But this is going to delay the push that SC really wants to hit hard with. He's going to have to stay at home.
It reveals the push.
Yeah.
It reveals all the units that he has. And at this point, Panic was already looking at it and was like, oh, well, interesting. You have a lot more there than I thought you would have.
Every Terran player that plays against Panic wants to kill him early, wants to hit a timing against him, and every single time he finds a way to slip through it and get away with it. Uh-oh, you gotta be careful with that.
Whoa, close call.
Yeah. He's got a second Oracle now, so this is going to become even more threatening for SC. He has to defend. And the attack that Panic is doing here, I think may just end up being a fake pressure here, because committing against this many Bioforces is a little bit risky, even with the Oracles.
Well, he has those 3 gates, and we have him with the expansion, so he's still getting probes, and therefore he will not 100% commit to this. But he's doing already a lot of damage here. He's getting into a great position, and those Marines are cut off, but the second force is already moving down the ramp. Is he going to commit? I really don't see it happening. Not against this many units. How much for Stim?
Yeah, Stim not quite ready yet, but he's getting closer. I think this is just a bait to try to get bunkers out and try to pick off a few units with Time Warp. He has to be careful, though. I don't like how many units he's losing here, but he's still taking out a decent amount of Marines.
He's taking out a decent amount of Marines, but he's lost a lot already. Not only the 2 Oracles, but the Mothership core and a couple of the Stalkers are gone as well. He's using his micro here, but I'm not quite sure that was really the engagement he wanted to take. He's still going for it, producing another set of Zealots here, getting the Phoenixes into play right now, and back at home he was continuously producing probes, which puts him to 46 against 34. But quite a lot of units lost here.
Yeah, and the scary thing is that Stim is now done as well as +1. So he can continue to go for this push if he wants to. Combat Shields is now finished too. He lost a lot though, so I think there's a little bit of flexibility here for him to get his robotics up his Mothership Core being dead is a big, big problem, because with the Mothership Core being dead, he cannot Photon Overcharge to deal with this push if it comes. And going for the Lemons here is a great choice because he has map control. He can't attack the Nexus, but getting the Lemons here is awesome for him because it's 500 minerals boost and he's down in economy. I really love this choice. This is a great choice for this map.
It's an incredible move that he makes here. A lot of players have not done this in the past, but it gets a lot more use now, so that players have been figuring this out. And it's actually like amazing that he really does this. We have in this particular situation now him already taking out the Lemon, and in this situation it's great for him. As you said, he has the map control, he can even push forward right now, he knows that he can pressure his opponent, but this gives him such a boost in the minerals that he can carry that advantage over into the mid lane game.
Exactly. There's nobody stopping that SCV.
Yep.
And Robotics Bay on the way, as well as Phoenixes, which have been hidden. But this is something that SC probably expects since he's seen the strategy before. Here come the Phoenixes from the side. He's going to try to pick up the Marauders so he can take out that damage.
Yeah, and he's going in right away, using the Graviton Beam here, taking on the first Marauder, going for the second. Another flank of units moving in from the side on the other hand. And this could get really difficult for the Stalkers. Most of them already dead and gone. Another Phoenix swoops in with energy to lift another unit, but another Stalker goes down. Here comes the Photon Overcharge. Finally, the Mothership Core back in the game, and that saves Panic for now.
Yeah, saves him for now. But Gumiho, or rather not Gumiho, SC has a third command center started right now. He's got armor on the way, something that Panic is very much behind in. And he lost a lot of units, but he keeps his Phoenixes alive. He does have his Colossi on the way. Really needs a third Nexus, though, if he's going to compete with the economy of SC, especially after he got that huge boost in minerals where he added the barracks. We saw this already before. You take those lemons, you add the barracks, you get so much extra production for a few cycles.
And this time, I think he might have spotted the SCV and get an idea of what exactly is going on, because another Lemon is already being attacked by SC. He really wants to use the map to his advantage, while the Phoenixes are roaming the main base of the Terran player now, trying to pick up a couple of units. And they're going to find out what's going on here.
Or they may just die. 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead.
Oh my god, I actually thought he deliberately tried to scout the Lemon, and instead he was just trying to retreat with his units and flew right over the Marines.
Yeah, this is looking worse and worse for Panic all the time. Now he knows the lemons are being taken, but there's not a whole lot he can do about it. He could try to snipe the SCV, but it's going to be well protected. This is a nice little catch to at least be able to damage these medevacs.
Yeah. But things are definitely not going his way. At first, the commitment that he had at the top right was not really what he wanted there. Then he loses a couple of units at the bottom left, trying to defend and take down the army of his opponent. The flank comes in, he doesn't anticipate it. And in this situation, he loses another Phoenix. So he's losing more and more of the edge that he wants to keep in the game. And for SC, things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really worried for Panic now. I don't think he's really got any way of taking a third base against the army of SC. SC is going to continue to attack him. He has the much better army size right now, and it's going to continue to be that way, especially once he gets that third CC up and running. And Phoenix is not accomplishing a whole lot with just 3 of them. Not going to be useful against Vikings all too much either when he's trying to commit to those Colossi. He's already switched out of those.
Yeah, he's going into one Colossus and then right away into the Templar Archive, trying to go for the Storm here, but things are definitely looking a little bit grim. If he gets the charge and also Storm out, that would definitely help him quite a lot. But for now, the map belongs to SC, and the Terran player is just trying to solidify his position.
Yeah, and as soon as the lemons respawn, which I believe is going to be about 2.5 minutes on the left side, you can continue to get those. Just chasing the Phoenixes away. The Phoenixes are more so at this point just trying to identify where the Terran army is exactly so he can position himself to defend.
A couple of SCVs still idle to the top right, not being used here. Of course, a small mistake, but should not come into play too much. Another thing that we have going for the Terran player is his upgrades. He's going to +2/+2 already, and this is something where Panic just can't keep up. He's trying to get the Storm out for that very reason, because it ignores upgrades. So that is something that he really wants to get into the picture right now, but he is definitely fighting from behind.
Yeah. Army strength right now, you can see 96 to 82. The upgrade's much better for SC, and they're getting even better as we speak. Storms, if they get off, will be the saving grace of Panic. He has to be absolutely spot on with them, though. Without them, he's going to lose this game in any engagement he takes.
Storm is nearly completed. The Terran player so far not engaging, and Panic is setting up another third base for him. But as you said, the Lemons already respawning here, and to the left side, once again, map control working in the C's favor. He takes down another one, and this, over time, will just make sure that Panic will never be able to catch up in economy.
Exactly. He has no idea this is happening, even. He has no idea at all. Doesn't have an observer placed over there, and to my knowledge, I don't think he has any observers at all. In fact, he does not, as the unit station just shows there. So I don't like his position at all. SC is just getting more and more money. He's building those upgrades. He's not missing a beat. Finally, we have additional armor upgrades coming out for Panic, but he's so behind. He only has one forge. He starts a second one. And SC is just continuing to dominate the map, and eventually he's going to start putting on some attacks.
It was just those two fights that really went against Panic, and then he lost the edge on the map, and that gave SC so many opportunities here. So a small miscalculation, or two miscalculations in the early game, and Panic is now far behind. But you know, with good storms, if we see that impeccable Templar micro once again that he showcased the other day, then he might be able to maybe start a comeback here, but it's going to be difficult. SC is starting to pressure this third base while setting up his own fourth.
Oh, feedback on that. He knows there's a ghost inside. Not quite enough energy, though. A lot of charge is wasted here. Don't forget, now he has to wait for a charge to be on cooldown for a second if Gumio, or rather, SC, I keep saying Gumio attacks. Great EMP there. Hits the Mothership Core as well. Storms go down, just one of them. He needs the second one. The second one is decent. He just managed to get those storms off. Even a feedback here. Nicely done.
Really good at negating those ghosts here. The EMPs that we have seen only hit the Zealots. Of course, that also counts, but you want to hit all of those High Templars. And here we go once again. The High Templars on the move, trying to get the storm in. He's dodging the EMP. The ghost is down, and the storms will they come. There's the first one. Working actually a lot against the Protoss player, taking the shields of the Zealots, but forcing the Terran player to retreat once again.
I can't believe this, and he's actually almost equalized the army supply here. A lot of the army supply in medevacs right now, so less power here. And at the top, there's actually a cancel on this command center.
He's taking down the fourth of his opponent. There has to be a cancel, and Panic is once again on the move with 450 APM at times, as you can see at the top of the overlay. We have him going in once again. Here comes the storm, and a nice setup for SC right now. Brilliant concave. The Terran player moving in with all the DPS, where the additional storms. He doesn't have the high tempers with energy. There they come. Finally, the energy available, uses the storm, but his army is taken apart here.
He really just overextended there. He thought he had more momentum, continued to push through, was not the case, and I feel like he didn't realize all the power that those lemons gave SC. He just had way more units than he anticipated. And this run by here is cute, but it's not going to be enough to save his third pace, that's for sure. This attack is going to annihilate him here. Almost double the army supply right now for SC.
Panic definitely at a moment here where he could have tried to come back into the game, and he's definitely fighting for it. Another nice set of storms. Look at that. It's storm season, and the Zealots are trying to charge in to finish the job, but the reinforcement should stream in soon, and that's exactly what they do right now. The army supply is still massively in favor of SC. 91 against 37. Terran player at times going up to 550 APM here, fighting against his pros opponent.
I mean, he's making at times 7 Marauders at once. That's just how much mineral income he's been able to gather here from all of those lemons, from the third base he's had up for a while. I just, at this point, he just has way too much production. There needs to be a fourth base soon for Panic, but he doesn't have any map control. He doesn't have any security here. He can't just try to make one. He needs to, but if he does, it's just going to get killed instantly. A big SCV pull here, because right now SC realizes he doesn't need that many SCVs. He wants to have a bigger army. And here we go. Is he going to go up the ramp? It looks like it. He's going to target down these Templar first. One goes down.
And
two.
the second one immediately being focused. One storm goes off. The second one hits. But we have such a massive lead here for the Terran player. He's trying to bully his way up the ramp. SC is desperately trying to take down this third. If Panic is able to hold to get another couple of storms off, maybe he can start another comeback. But this would be comeback number 2 already here in the game.
Yeah, that was a great save on that Templar, but the storm he got off was worth nothing. And now all these units are being healed once again. Sims up once more. This storm, again, not where he wants it to be, but he's just using it early on because he doesn't want to waste his Templar. So many Archons here, too.
He's going down the ramp. I don't think that's the right choice here. His opponent is currently just stutter-stepping away, but the position is definitely better for SC. He's taking his units into a concave. So many Archons, on the other hand, trying to do the damage, but they don't have enough support.
Not enough support here. Even the Immortals not able to really help out. It looks like this is going to be all she wrote for this game, because he just doesn't have an army left.
A couple of storms would maybe do the trick. Look at this army, it's so weakened already, but there are no storms available anymore. The High Templars out of energy. Here come the probes, the Mana Mules called down. The Marauders nearly out of health, but they still have enough to take down this base, and therefore the hopes of Panic to win game number 2.
GG. And a great hold on there by Panic, but SC turns it around. I was thinking there's no way this guy beats Panic, but he looked really strong. He used the lemons, he used the map, and it was his map pick. He made it look like it was his map pick.
Yeah, C definitely played a great game here, but I feel that Panic made some mistakes in the early game that really carried so much into late that it lost him the game there. Those two overextensions that he had, he didn't really know about those flanks, but when they came in, he kind of lost his edge on the map, and that gave SC the opportunity to get those 1,500 minerals for free in the first place that he accumulated by killing 3 lemons in total.
Yeah. You know, that move when he attacked at the natural was a cool idea to threaten, but he got too excited, overcommitted. Then that other flank you were talking about was the second phase of him really losing control.
I was really surprised when I saw the time warp going down, because I'm like, well, I thought you would recall at some point. Just pressure, do some damage, move back, recall with the entire army. Then the time warp goes down onto this entirely massive bio army. I'm like, alright, apparently he really wants to commit here with the 3 gates that he has, but he could not outproduce his opponent. I don't think he realized how many units there were.
The stim timing was so close. I mean, he barely got up before stim. It still had been 3 seconds early, who'd have lost everything, and SC would have just walked across the map and won the game. But it's like he knew stim wasn't going to be ready in time, so he wanted to do as much damage as he could before stim was ready and then walk away. But he overextended just a little bit too much, and that other engagement with the flank where he just went down into a concave kind of towards the end of that game, he had regained control of the map, and then he lost it in a second.
Yeah, what I really liked was that he was able to get, maybe even start this comeback in the first place. Like, his storms were incredible that he had, but at that point he was already so far behind, and the position that you see kind of forced Panic into was always amazing. He had the better concave against him. Even the last fight, you could really see how he always used the terrain against his opponent. Made sure that those Archons were just lined up, didn't really get the surface area that they wanted to. The Zealots with a charge that they already lost, and then he spreads out his units, builds another concave up, and the few remaining Protoss units are just rallied into this. So SC with great positioning here, but I feel Panic could have done a little bit better given the better early game.
Yeah, absolutely so. If his attack, if he didn't overextend so much, or if he had done a little bit more damage with that.
Phoenixes as well, just rallied across the entire Marine force. He didn't know that they were there, he didn't expect it, tries to bring them to safety, suddenly he loses 3 in the process, and there he goes his only means to actually harass and do something on the map.
Exactly. Well, what's it going to be? It looks like Curious. Smart choice here.
Curious going to be the next player here. That's going to be a very interesting one. We have our first Zerg entering the arena. ZVT coming up next here at the GSTL.
And I feel, you know, I looked at all of the results. There's so many results yesterday. I believe that Curious was also knocked out of Code A.
Well, Curious, actually, I joked a little bit with him about the draw that he got there, because originally there was apparently a mistake in the draw, and he was signed up to be going up against Tassadar first. Now he's going up against Sora. He actually did not play that match yet, but he definitely was not happy about that switch. He was like, well, actually, I would have liked to go again up against Tassadar. He says that Sora is just so good, such an amazing player, that he doesn't really want to face him if he could avoid it, but he has to face him in the first round. And you know, I actually think this is one of the main reasons why we see him now, because they are avoiding setting him up against the Protoss player, since that would give Sora additional games to study, so him going up against the Terran makes sense.
It certainly does. He looks so focused right now. Oh, look at that pen spin. Look at that. He's, yeah, I'm good at it. SC, probably laughing about something in the chat. I don't actually have my observing PC today, so I can't let you guys know what he's laughing about. But Curious is not laughing. Look at this stark contrast between Curious, the stone cold killer who's just called out to win games. Look at how he types in the keyboard. Look at his hand shaking. Curious has like built some claws up over there, man. He's looking fierce. SC is like not as serious, not even close.
He kind of has to. I mean, SC proved in the last game that he can definitely do it. At times, he was in a position where maybe Panic could have come back, but in this spot right now, StarTale, of course, still with the edge since they have the player pick and also the map pick, but they want to get farther ahead of FXOpen now to have this safety in the later stages of the team match.
Yeah.
And with Curious, you know, just thinking about it a little bit, like, the pick has certain advantages and disadvantages. If you want to make sure that your player doesn't have to go up against a Protoss player since you want to hide the strategies a little bit, then it's good to send him out against Zerg. But how much did he prepare for Zerg in comparison to Protoss? These days he's probably practicing a lot more to face Protoss players. But he might also have been Plan B, the player who goes up against Gumiho. So he might have been the one who practices for Terran.
Yeah.
Gumiho doesn't win, Panic defeats him, but FXOpen sends out a second Terran player, so the StarTale coach is looking and is like, you know what? How about you just take him on? You probably already designed a certain strategy on a map, just use it against him.
Yeah, he probably still has his map too, since we've only had really, of course, like one pick. So that's a very good point. And that's, I agree with you, I think that's most likely what we've seen happen here. And SC's just going to stay focused. Obviously now he's going to switch gears, play a different matchup entirely. And I really want to know what the map is, because for me I think that says a lot about what type of strategy we're going to see here.
Another thing is also that Curious just in general is really good in this matchup, especially in Heart of the Swarm. It's kind of what his Protoss, also his Zerg versus Protoss was in Wings of Liberty. So this is definitely the player that makes a lot of sense to send out if you look at all of the things concerned. Probably he was the sniper for Gumiho in case Gumiho wins. He most likely wants to play this matchup in comparison to Zerg versus Protoss, since this is the game that he has to prepare for the first round of the Challenger League. And you always kind of want to save your strategies a little bit.
Yeah.
The Challenger League first round, that's the most important. If it was the second round or the third round, you know, I would say like, okay, he probably doesn't care that much. He still cares, but like he would be willing to show just another strategy. But the first round, and especially against an opponent like Sora, this is so difficult. So I feel that he definitely wants to hide his matchup.
I bet you right now Sora's watching this. As soon as Curious came in the booth, he like his phone vibrated, and
yeah.
He was like, somebody's actually like, Curious is playing. He's like, it quits his ladder game that he's in right now. Alt tabs, he's watching this right now, and he's like, please call out a Protoss against Curious. Yeah. Please call a Protoss out against Curious, please.
He definitely has someone who will notify him when he's when Curious is going up against a Protoss player. The first round of the Challenger League is like the most important one, since if you lose, you go back into Code B, into nothing, where you have to re-qualify for the Challenger League. So it's really important. But at the same time, teams like StarTale cannot really completely leave out their best players, and Curious is definitely one of the best. So since the matchup against Terran is a great matchup for him, it makes sense to send him out here, and this is probably also what he talked with his coach about. The coach probably talked to him and saying like, listen, I'm going to try to save you and not actually like let you play against a Protoss player, but if there's a Terran player, then we have to send you out, and if they send a Protoss against you, just do your best. Don't showcase your best strategies, but just try to take him out.
And Whirlwind has been revealed as the map, so I'm expecting late game Curious here. I'm expecting we go Ling Muta Baneling, and SC is going to be going Bio Widowmine, and we're going to have one of those TVZs on Whirlwind that can get out of control. A lot of engagements on those ramps at the third base, and then later on the fourth base. Curious has to be careful about when he takes his fourth, because this map is so big. There's so many different ways for a Terran to just sneak medevacs around, boost in there, kill all your drones, snipe the hatch. To be very, very map aware. I love this music, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. The thing that we have, by the way, with SC now is that he has a win ratio against Zerg that is below 50%, which is a bit surprising in the current state of Heart of the Swarm. We're jumping into the game right now. We'll find out if he can take down Curious. And Shoya is also really eager to see the next game with the GSTL. Colin Wolf.